Good morning. Here we are. Wednesday, December 11th. Oh, 2024. Marissa. So, like, this time of year, this is the time of year when Omar's dad died, when my grandma died, um, my last grandparent, my grandma Rose. And this time of year, like, so many rotten memories. Yeah, so many. I still haven't sent any Christmas cards. I guess it's something I need to do, huh? Yeah. Finished putting together all the earrings yesterday, and they look really cool, and they're real satisfying, like all in the box. I have them all like lined up, right? So I have them all so I can move them while I'm making all the packaging to package them up. Ugh, wearing a t-shirt. Yuck. Anyway, yeah. So they're really cool. Once I get all the packaging made and I get them all displayed and everything, I'll take a nice picture. So, yeah, anything to like keep me busy, right? Anything to like, pass the time. Pass the time while I wait to die. Yeah. And I mixed up some two-part resin yesterday. I mixed up exactly the amount I needed. I don't know how I knew it, but I did. I knew it. I did it. Yeah. So we'll see how those work out, if they work out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And all these little broken watch faces I'm doing something with. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. Mm. We took Sassy to the vet yesterday. She had her annual appointment, and I know she's been losing weight. And the vet was trying to gently tell Omar that she thinks there's something wrong. I'm not sure if that's what Omar heard or not. It's certainly what I heard. So there's been blood work. She took some blood work. We'll get some answers. I mean, Sassy's a little old lady kitty, and I've been telling Omar, he's like, no, she's fine, she's fine, she's fine. I don't think she is. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. She needs to gain some weight. Like, geez, kitty. Here's big old fat mommy. Have some of mommy's weight. Take some of my weight, kitty. My little kitty. My poor kitty. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I ended up making dinner last night. I did. I made stir fry. I cooked one of those mushrooms at breakfast time with eggs and spinach, and that was good. And I was like, oh, this is the meal I'm making today, and then I decided that I was going to cook dinner too. So I did. I stir-fried my stir-fry. I had carrots and red onion and ginger and giant mushroom and broccoli and tofu and peanuts and garlic and rice over rice. So you can have that left over for dinner tonight. And there's also one more jar of soup. So I'm not going to be home at dinner time tonight. Yeah. Oh, yesterday while I was at the gallery. So like 2 weeks ago, we can have 2 weeks ago, there's this guy, a homeless guy that came in during public hours. And unless somebody is being disruptive or whatever, during public hours, you can come in and look around. right? Like, and so we chatted for a while, you know, and I learned a little bit about him, whatever. So he shows up yesterday and he's like knocking on my windows. I don't know what the hell he wanted, but I'm not coming. He wanted me to come out and talk to him. I did not want to come out and talk to him. I was working, and no, you show up pounding on my windows in the back, looking all crazy. No, I don't want to come out and talk to you. So I just ignored him. I told him, no, I'm not coming out to talk to you. And then I went back to work, went back to doing what I was working on. And the next thing I know, I see the police out front and they're talking to him, and I don't know what the hell's going on out there. So I watched. And then I went out and talked to them, and I don't know what the hell is going on. All I know is that now, next time I'm open to the public, it's like, is he going to show up and be all shitty with me and be all crazy because I wouldn't talk to him when I wasn't open? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about anything. And I guess I'm just a cold, awful person. I have to say though, I felt bad. I'm like, Larissa, why are you feeling bad? You don't know this person. You don't owe this person anything. You know, you're not open, right? You don't owe anybody anything. I don't know. I don't like I don't like social media. I don't like it. And I don't think I'm going to delete my account on Blue Sky, but I think I might deactivate it or just not use it anymore, just leave it. I might make like one final statement and then just leave it. I might do that. Like a mic drop kind of thing. Oh, there's so much crap about, undocumented people and bleeding heart, and am I saying that all undocumented people are horrible people? No, no, not at all. Not at all. But or I should say, and it's like my family immigrated to this country. They did so legally, right? And I have interacted with a lot of people who are undocumented who don't have any intention of getting documentation. Like, they only want to live in an undocumented manner, you know, which is, underground, not mainstream, not part of greater society. And I don't get to live that way. And it causes so much problem. It causes so much vulnerability, and it causes so much crime, and it causes so much stress. Yes, they are getting services. Whether they are services that are paid for by tax dollars or whether they're taking advantage of resources that are through private organization. It's just like, why is this group of people more important than the people, our brothers and sisters and neighbors that are born here? It just doesn't. I just can't anymore. Like, and some of the horrific stories and things that I encountered when I was doing health advocacy and when I was trying to help people um, fill up forms to get legal documentation for visas, green cards, citizenship, whatever. Ah, working with the girls in the prison. Why is that okay? Right? Now Canada's getting all scared. Saw some story last night about, Canada's getting all scared now because they're afraid of like mass exodus of undocumented people from the United States going to Canada, and Canada's like, whoa, but if you come here, there's rules, there's things you got to do. You can't just come in here willy-nilly. You got to follow a process. No shit. No shit. Right? Why is the United States expected to absorb all of this, but other countries are allowed to be upset, right? It's like I haven't seen any stories about people in Europe that are angry about Syrian people going back to Syria. I don't know. You know, I guess I'm just hard and cold now. But I'm done. I'm done. You know, when you're in a class, when you've worked in a classroom that has 10 more students than it's supposed to have legally, right? And 2/3 of the class doesn't speak English, and their parents don't speak English, and I don't know. I've known too many people that have lived in this country 10 plus years, in some cases 30 years, and you still don't speak English? What? Right? Like, if I went and lived in France for 10 years and couldn't speak any French, I wouldn't be too welcome, would I? I don't know. And then there's my mother-in-law, she's got her permanent resident alien status and her green card, and just complains about this country left and right. Always has, like, ever since I known her, right? Complain, 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 refuses to get citizenship, but she sure as hell sucks up her share of services, doesn't she? Right? Like, uh, uh, why she has refused her entire life, all this time, refused to get U.S. citizenship, I don't know. I don't understand that. If I moved to another country, um, and I was there more than 5 years, and was happy or comfortable or didn't have any plans of moving back, right? I would have to seriously consider citizenship. If you're going to live somewhere that long, geez, don't you want to vote? I don't understand. I don't understand that. I don't understand living in a country long term and not desiring. You'll say, "Oh, people they can't get a citizenship. They can't get citizenship." That's not true. They don't want to pay the fee for getting the citizenship. That is what I heard over and over and over again. I'll help you fill out the paperwork. Oh, but it's like $200. I'm like, how much money do you send back to your family in whatever the fuck country you came from every week? Right? There's a business by me that does wires and see people going over there all the time, send money to Mexico, wherever the fuck they came from. All the time. Right? You have money to send back overseas or wherever, but you don't have that money to fucking file your citizenship papers or your visa papers? I don't believe that. I just don't. There was one young woman, she was definitely working under slave conditions, and I called attention to it, and eventually things changed, and I got fired from that job. Well, not exactly fired, but that's, at the booksellers. So like there was that cafe. There was the cafe that was in the independent bookshop, the so progressive independent bookshop. The cafe that was in there, and the guy had slave labor, Cambodian guy. It was his business, and he had a couple of Laotian women who worked in there and made $200 every 2 weeks. Right? I was like, what? $200? I'm like, you're always here, full time, like every day. She had 1 day off a week, right? And that was a case of the guy that owned the cafe was holding her documentation. She told me this, that she had a visa, and that her visa had permitted her to work in the United States, and it had expired, and that he was holding all of her documentation. And he told her that if she tried to renew her visa, that she was going to be deported. Well, that wasn't true. It wasn't true. She just needed to renew her visa. It was a matter of filling out the paperwork and paying the fee. But he was also, holding all her money. So, and not paying her. So under those conditions, it's like, okay, but I couldn't be paying for everybody's fees either. Right. But you have to have priorities. Right? That was one case. I'm sure there's other cases like that, but there were so many other cases that I encountered. It wasn't like that. It was just like, oh no, I got to send money home to my abuela, in Mexico or wherever the fuck. I'm like, well, what about you here? It's a priority, right? Like, you should be the priority. You and your living situation. But that's not the case, and for a lot of people, and I just don't understand that. Like, it was like, I don't want to pay the registration fee. I'm like, well, the filing fee. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's what the case is for most people. They don't want to pay. They don't want to do it, and they prefer living illegally. Vulnerable, marginalized, right? Not because they have to, because they want to. And it causes a lot of problems in community, right? Have like a shadow community. Like the young woman that I used to visit at the juvenile detention center, the story with her mother, right? So like her aunt was in this country legally, right? Had her identification and everything. I wasn't clear if she was a citizen or if her aunt had a green card, but it was her mom's sister, and they were close in age and they looked alike. And this little girl's mother brought her and her brother across the border illegally, looking for her father, who came up to Northern California to work the crush every year. And he had himself another family and had stopped coming back to Mexico, right? Had chosen the new family, had another woman up here, had kids up here, and everything. So this woman brings her kids across the border, and this is not a unique story. This is not a unique story. Men are sleazebags of all nationalities, cultures, colors, creeds, religions, right? Like, slimebag man, that's that's human condition. She drags her kids across the border, comes up, and it's living all hidden, right? And the little girl got jumped into a gang at 11 because when you're undocumented like that, you live a clandestine life and you are vulnerable to such things, right? More so than others. And she got picked up when she was running away, trying to go back to Mexico to live with her grandma. She wanted to leave. That's how she got picked up, and that's why she was in prison. And she explained to me that once a month that when I came in, I'd have to visit with somebody else, that she couldn't see me because once a month her mother came in, but I couldn't tell anyone because everybody at the prison thought that her mother was her aunt because the woman used her sister's ID to come in and do things. Yeah. 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 Oh no, it's not a problem. Oh, it's not a problem at all. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no. Oh no, it's not a problem. People come over here in shipping containers on boats. That's not a problem. Okay. It's a problem. It's a problem. Yeah. Yep. What's up, Brody? Meanwhile, there's like this dude on the street. It's like, okay, what about him? You know? He's an American citizen and he's a military veteran. And there's something not quite right about him. Right? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I do know I have cramps. Oh, I have cramps real bad. I haven't actually started yet, but it's coming. And I also hurt. And there's rain coming in from somewhere. I don't know. Somebody talking about rain yesterday. I don't know. It feels like rain, but I see some sunshine out there. Christmas. So this is Christmas. Yeah. Another year over and a new one just begun. A very Merry Christmas. Ugh, I hate that song. War is over if you want it. War is over. Oh my God. Fucking out of touch song, isn't it? No. Right now, people in Syria are having a party, but who the hell knows what's going to happen in the coming months? There's going to be a power vacuum, and fight may have just begun. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? All these people going back. I was like, wonder how many Christians are going to go back. Like Christians were the first ones to leave when the fighting started. Right? They were the first ones to be attacked and to leave. They were the first rounds of refugees out of Syria. Are any of those people going back? I don't know. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. Yeah. Yeah, because who the fuck cares about Christians? What? You love Jesus, fuck you. Yeah, that's what's fashionable, right? I have to say, though, Christians are kind of annoying. And I'm saying that as a Christian. Like, I don't want to go back to a Catholic church. I don't want to go back to any goddamn church after what I've seen. But I don't think that it is, I don't think it's just Christians. I think that's just like religious organizations have a tendency of being that way. Yeah. 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 Oh my God. Oh. I don't know the answers to anything. And I really am just not feeling the holiday spirit this year.